A viewer named Umar recently commented that my video warning people not to do certain so-called hand strengthening exercise is a message of gloom and doom, and that I am promoting a lifestyle of permanent injury. But is it gloom and doom to warn you that the exercises intended to fix your hands might actually be destroying them? Umar also argued that doing some exercise is always better than doing nothing. But when it comes to RSI, doing the wrong exercise is actually much worse than doing nothing at all. Today, I want to talk to you about why talking truthfully about the reality of these injuries isn't gloom. It's the only way to protect the hand use you still have left. Many creators claim you can fix RSI with so-called hand strengthening exercises, but these claims show a great misunderstanding about the nature of soft tissue injuries. When your hands become weak from overuse, it's not because the muscles are lazy or underdeveloped. It's because the tissue is fragile and inflamed. If you take a break, you might feel better initially, but the injury is still there. When you add heavy strengthening exercises like wrist curls to an already overworked forearm, you are compounding the damage. You're essentially doing the same repetitive motion as typing, but with added weight. You can't strengthen injured tissue. You only irritate it and weaken it further. This is why so many people find themselves in a cycle of injury, rehab, and re-injury. And if you're watching this and you've had the experience of these exercises making things worse, please leave a comment so that Umar can understand the situation better from real people like you. Umar also asked about my qualifications. I'm a health writer. I make medical information comprehensible to lay people, but also accurate to medical professionals who might be recommending my books and articles to their patients. I am not a doctor, but my education about RSI was unique. Most doctors only receive a few hours of training on these upper extremity injuries in medical school. Decades ago, when I was first injured, I wrote a book with a leading doctor who treated professional musicians. I sat in on his examinations and diagnoses for months. Most doctors only receive a few hours of education on these kinds of injuries in medical school. I've also talked with hundreds of people who have had RSI over the years. In those interviews, I started to see a pattern that isn't often talked about in doctors' offices. The initial onset of RSI isn't a one-time event. It's episodic. Each new episode can often be worse than the last one because the scar tissue is now weaker than the healthy tissue. My best qualification? I have lived with this for over 30 years, and I have guided hundreds of other people through their RSI journey. I've seen firsthand the damage that hand strengthening can do when applied to the wrong injury. I know this isn't what you want to hear, Umar. We want a quick fix. But the truth is that once you reach the later stages of RSI, the goal has to shift from cure to sustainable maintenance. I wish someone had been around to help me to warn my younger self. I would have so much more hand use today if I had known then what I know now. My goal isn't to be gloomy. It's to shine a spotlight on the problem, to keep you and everybody else from making a mistake you can't undo. I've spent years in advocacy because I've learned the hard way. Prevention is the only real cure for RSI. Once the tissue is damaged, your whole life changes. I'm not here to preach gloom and doom. I'm here to help you protect the life you have, Umar. This is exactly why I created my petition to end RSI, which is linked in the description. We need better workplace standards and education. We need a massive public awareness campaign. Umar, I hope this explains my concern about doing the wrong exercise for RSI, and I wish you the very best. Everybody stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.